You can be sitting with people who love you and still feel like no one can reach you. Someone says something funny. The room laughs. You laugh too. But inside, there is this quiet distance. Like everyone else is in the room together, and you are watching from behind glass. That is the part people misunderstand about loneliness. It is not always the absence of people. Sometimes it is the absence of being known. Because you can have people around you. You can have friends, family, messages on your phone, plans on the calendar, and still feel like no one actually sees where you are. Not physically, emotionally. No one sees how tired you are, how much you are holding in, how often you disappear inside yourself even while you were sitting right there. And that kind of loneliness is confusing because nothing obvious is missing. You are not locked away somewhere. You are not completely cut off from the world. You are around people. So you start blaming yourself. You think, maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I'm ungrateful. Maybe everyone feels this way and I'm just making it bigger than it is. But maybe you are not being dramatic. Maybe your loneliness is trying to tell you something. Maybe it is not saying you need more people. Maybe it's saying you need more truth. Because a lot of the time, we don't feel lonely because nobody is around. We feel lonely because the person we are around them is not fully us. We walk into rooms as the version of ourselves that feels safest. The funny one, the quiet one, the helpful one. The one who doesn't need too much. The one who says, I'm fine before anyone can ask what is really going on. And people respond to that version. They laugh with it. They talk to it. They invite it back. But somewhere inside, you know, that is not all of you. That is the edited version. The version that knows what to say. The version that doesn't make things uncomfortable. The version that learned how to be acceptable. And sometimes that version gets liked. But being liked for the version of you that hides everything doesn't feel like connection. It feels like proof that you have to keep hiding. That is why you can leave a room full of people feeling even lonelier than you entered. Because before you got there, some part of you hoped connection might happen. Maybe someone would ask the right question. Maybe someone would notice your silence. Maybe, for once, you would not have to carry yourself alone. But then, the night happens. You talk, you laugh, you act normal, and nothing reaches you. No one says the thing you needed to hear. No one sees the thing you were too tired to explain. So you go home with the same heaviness you arrived with, except now it hurts more, because you were around people and still felt alone. Small talk can make this worse, not because small talk is bad, but because when something inside you is starving for depth, small talk can feel like being handed crumbs. You talk about work, plans, weather, other people, random things that fill the air but don't touch the truth. And on the outside, the conversation is fine, but inside, you're thinking, can anyone tell I'm not okay? Can anyone hear what I'm not saying? Can anyone feel that my smile is doing more work than it should? Sometimes you don't want advice. You don't want someone to fix your life. You don't want a speech about being positive. You just want someone to slow down enough to notice you, to ask a real question, to stay after the first, I'm fine, to make you feel like your inner world is not too much. Because that is what loneliness often is. It's not just wanting attention, it's wanting emotional safety. The feeling that you can stop managing yourself, that you don't have to measure every word, that you don't have to be easy, impressive, useful, calm, or convenient. You can just be real, and someone will still stay. But if you have spent a long time feeling misunderstood, dismissed, or emotionally alone, even closeness can start to feel unsafe. You may want connection, but another part of you doesn't fully trust it. So you hold back. You share a little, but not too much. You joke before things get serious. You say, never mind, when something actually matters. You convince yourself it's better not to explain, because explaining and still not being understood feels worse than saying nothing. And slowly, silence becomes your protection. But it also becomes your prison, because the parts of you that most need connection are the same parts you keep hidden. The tired parts, the needy parts, the insecure parts, the parts that don't sound calm or easy. And if no one ever sees those parts, then no amount of company will feel like closeness. People may know your face. They may know your habits, your jokes, your routines, your name. But they may not know what it feels like to be you. And that gap between being known on the outside and unknown on the inside is where loneliness lives. Social media makes that gap feel even bigger, because now, when you feel disconnected, you can open your phone and watch everyone else look connected. You see group photos, trips, birthdays, inside jokes, people laughing like they belong somewhere. And even though you know it's only a piece of their life, your brain still compares. It says, look, everyone else has people. Everyone else fits. Everyone else knows how to live. And suddenly, your loneliness feels personal, like you missed some invisible lesson, like everyone else received instructions for belonging, and you somehow didn't. But the truth is, many people are performing connection while secretly starving for it. Many people are smiling in rooms where they feel unknown. Many people are saying, I'm good, while hoping someone hears the lie in it. Many people are surrounded by contact, but starving for connection. Because contact is easy now. Connection is rare. You can message 10 people in one day and still feel untouched. You can sit beside someone for hours and still feel emotionally far away. You can be included and still not feel close. Because being included means there is space for your presence, but being connected means there is space for your truth. And those are not the same thing. So if you feel lonely around people, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It may mean you are tired of being seen only on the surface. It may mean you are craving a place where you don't have to translate your entire heart just to be understood. And maybe the answer isn't simply finding more people. Maybe it starts with noticing which version of you keeps showing up around them. The version that pleases, the version that hides, the version that laughs things off, the version that says less because saying more feels risky. Because sometimes the loneliest place to live is inside a version of yourself that everyone accepts, but no one truly knows. And maybe that's why the room feels so far away. Not because you don't belong anywhere, but because the real you hasn't felt safe enough to arrive yet. So maybe the question is not, why do I feel lonely around people? Maybe the deeper question is, who do I become around people? And what part of me am I still afraid they won't love?